Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes. I'm Sabrina Daly. It's sunny. It is a lovely Wednesday morning.
What's up?
I was waiting for it. The awkward silence, waiting for it. But yes, it's a great Wednesday morning. It's a wet Wednesday morning, I should say. So much so that you got a little touch of it as well.
I was on my way to work this morning and I got splashed up on the I'm still in good mood and good spirits, so yeah, I'm not complaining.
Yeah. It's a lovely morning. We did experience, like I said, some showers, and Isani got a little bit wet on his way here. So if you're wondering why we are just a couple minutes late, it's because we had to blow dry Isani just a little bit. but yeah, he's good now. We're good, and the show must go on. But Isani, we have a bunch of things we want to cover in What's Buzzing, and I don't know where exactly we want to start, so I'll allow you to kind of lead in that area.
You go ahead. Let me.
All right. So I guess we can start things off with last night's KTV, the remix. Now, last night was quite an exciting time, I believe, for many of the viewers because we were anticipating the performances for this week's genre that would have taken place, or I should say just the selection of songs that they would be singing. And that had to do with soundtrack music from shows or movies or whatnot. And we saw the performers take the stage and sing, you know, their song of choice from soundtracks. We saw songs from Disney movies. For instance, I heard The Climb. I even saw a wig fly off a head. If you watched Hannah Montana, Isani, Tiana went, well, if you've seen the movie Hannah Montana, she pulls off the wig and she literally pulled off a wig. We also saw Haziel serenade the judges, literally bringing roses for Jenny and Dazi, which was very nice. And we also saw some rock and roll too, Isani. We saw Yuhan perform a song from Transformers. That's from Linkin Park in the end. But ultimately, it was quite an interesting show, I'd say. We did start out with a little bit of technical difficulties, and I want to use this opportunity to remind our viewers that when you're dealing with a live show, anything can happen. Of course, our aim is to never provide a production that is flawed, but we do want to remind our viewers that it is a live show, so these things happen. You're dealing with technology, and unfortunately, they fail at times. So the first performance, we did experience some audio difficulty where, for instance, the audio was sped up, Isani, and a lot of the viewers were complaining about it. Of course, we fixed the issue, but we do want to remind our viewers, of course, that this is an entire production that takes many hands on deck, and of course, flaws can happen in that regard, and we just have to continue with the show. So the audio issue was fixed, and we were able to let me continue from there.
Let me jump in here, Sabrina. So there's a general expectation in terms of the categories for songs to be performed, either by genre or, in this case, it was soundtrack for movies that we all know or most of us have seen. And I'm thinking a couple things when I saw the lineup for yesterday's performances. So while yes, you had some rock and roll from the Transformers, the original, the
first one,
the first Transformers iteration, I was expecting other genres within soundtrack. I mean, you have rap songs that would have qualified, right? You have soul and R&B songs as well that would have qualified. And I'm thinking, look, soundtrack. I'm a 90s kid, you know. I'm thinking Waiting to Exhale. I'm thinking Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I'm thinking all of these movies that had exceptional soundtracks that perhaps some of the performers could have drawn from. I sat on the couch a couple Wednesdays ago when we were talking about Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. That's from the Bodyguard soundtrack way back in 1993. Now again, I'm simply saying that, you know, there's a wealth of music out there, and I'm not knocking their song choices. Perhaps it just speaks to the depth of knowledge of this particular area of music.
Let me
but it left to me, you know,
wanting more.
Yeah.
Let me inject right here, Isani, and say that these song choices were, of course, based on the singers, but a lot of them were suggestions from their fans. So while maybe yourself would have wanted something, you know, a classic from back in the day, these were suggestions from, many of them were suggestions from their fans. I believe at least 3 of them had their fan actual suggest that particular song and they sang it. And also, I'll go on to say that
I'm thinking, you know, stuff like Boys to Men,
yeah,
End of the Road, Boomerang. I'm thinking stuff like Casey and JoJo, Crazy from Save the Last Dance. I'm thinking all of these are soundtrack songs that are out of the park.
Yeah,
that's just what I would have expected.
But honestly, Sonny, I'll play devil's advocate and say many of the viewers probably don't even remember those movies because it's a younger generation.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
and
so
I'm not knocking them. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They go with what they know, you know, and there's no possible way I'd fault them for that. I'm simply saying that as a viewer, you know, I would have wanted to see something.
He wanted a classic in there, and the only thing, well, there was some classics there. Like for instance,
where was The Heart Will Go On from Titanic, Celine Dion?
No, Isani, come on now. Who would take on a Celine Dion song? Maybe maybe Tamika would, but
we're talking about performers being able to deliver these songs, right? And so you have to be able to challenge yourself and be able to show that you have.
That is a double-edged sword, and
okay,
I know that you know
forgive me. Perhaps I'm being a bit unreasonable
you are.
here.
You
it's
are.
probably because I got wet earlier. So
yes, because I mean, for instance, Tamika sang a song from Dreamgirls, and that was, for instance, that song I believe was performed by Jennifer Hudson. So she has shown herself every week to challenge, herself with the song choices that she had.
Dreamgirls is a good one.
Exactly. But again, it seems like you're trying to find songs you're trying to find movies from the archive, and there's some pretty good soundtracks from recent movies as well.
Yes,
and I'll go again and say, you're asking for a rap, and Yuhan rapped and was a rock star last night.
Because there's all of this music out there, and I think at the heart of it is a connection to what exists.
Yeah.
Right? It's not only, in my opinion, what is current. It's about being able to find the songs that are suitable for you and being able to capture a moment in time. And there's all of this music that does just that. That's the point that I'm making.
I agree. And I don't fault you for wanting, different songs, because there has been, some of the viewers saying that we tend to pull the same song over and over. But remember, again, it's not the Channel 5 team that pulls the song. It's the singers that want to sing these songs. I'll
have a sit down with the producer for next season, and then she'll allow me, a category so that I can choose.
And also remember that from this week, it was from a lot of the viewers were the ones that suggested these songs. But I also want to really touch on something since we're still on the KTV topic. We did observe some tension on stage last night, Isani, and we want to use this opportunity to remind the viewers that KTV has been around for a very, very long time. I don't want to place my age out there, but I can remember KTV from when I was a little girl, Isani. And the contestants don't make the show. popularity of contestants don't make the show. It's the viewers. It's the generation-long loyalty to the show that really makes the show last.
Can we say that
it's important for us to acknowledge that, because it's easy for us to, I think we're in a generation of...
To be fair, can we say that it's a combination of everything? You can't discount the contestants, because they bring a certain energy, they bring a certain following to it, so you can't minimize their effort. So I think, to be fair, it's a combination of everything. It's all hands on deck.
I'll say this, Isani, that I believe it's an unfair statement to say that if a certain contestant falls out of the show, that the show will lose its popularity.
Not quite, because at the end of the day, when you have eliminations, some of our favorite performers are done away with and the show goes on.
And that's why I said it's an unfair statement to say that. And that seemed like it was the case last night. I think it's important to mention this, and I don't want to seem like we're stirring up any more than what is.
I wouldn't want for us to harp on the controversy.
Of course not, but we also have to clarify, Isani, from our side, because even William used an opportunity to mention that, because I think, as I mentioned, there was a sense of tension on the stage, and it's just important for us to clarify that. So the show must go on, and as we've been teasing, especially yesterday, last night was the last elimination by twos. So after this, we'll be seeing these contestants fall out one by one, and the show it's getting, the tension of competition is getting thicker, Isani, and it's getting more exciting as we watch our favorites potentially leave. Of course, that comes with pressure. These contestants are doing their best, and they're trying to remain in the show. They're trying to bring good entertainment, but ultimately, it's a competition, and the show must go on. So yeah. Moving on, though, Isani, there has been other topics buzzing on the international front, and one of them is sports related, and I had to do a little bit of homework, Isani. But I'll allow you to lead on this particular topic, and we'll go from there.
I'm laughing to myself. I like how you introduced that. I kicked it over to me.
I'll kick it over. I'll kick this ball over to you.
No pun intended. No, so yesterday, there was quite a bit of chatter regarding a contract offer that has been made to, arguably the world's most famous soccer player at this point, and we're not talking Lionel Messi, right? We're talking his colleague, Kylian Mbappe, and this $700 million offer being made by Al Hilal, which is a Saudi Arabian team, right? And so they want to contract his services for 1 year at $700 million. And they would also pay $300 million to his existing team, which is PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, right? And so altogether it would be $1 billion for his acquisition. Now, the immediate response and reaction across the sports world, not only would this be the biggest of all sports-related contracts per player, it is also unheard of, right? When you look at how this stacks up against Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, LeBron James, and all these other greats, and the sizable contracts that they have had in their career, everything else pales in comparison.
Yeah.
So you had reactions from LeBron James, Draymond Green, and all these other guys in the sports world who are saying, well, look, sign me up. If there's any other discipline where this kind of money is being thrown around, put me on and I'll come over and play. But it's to me, it is testament to how much we gravitate towards soccer as the world's religion. Like the entire, when this thing came out yesterday, it was all over the news on CNN and all of these other media stations and what have you, covering it as an international thing. And so, yeah, that's what's buzzing. We're yet to see if he will accept. What we know is that PSG has given him the opportunity to sit with the Saudis to have a discussion about this proposal. And then we'll see where it goes from there. He's young.
Yeah, he's 24.
Yes. He has his entire future ahead of him. And he's very, very talented. That's the first thing. Before the money aspect of it, you have to look at the sheer talent that Mbappe comes with. And, of course, his story, you know. And I think it's one of those things where we'll be discussing this, however it goes. If he accepts or he chooses to decline the offer, we'll be discussing this for weeks to come on the sheer nature of it.
Yeah. My first question when I saw this story, aside from how outrageous it was that someone would make that amount of money in 1 year, is what's in it for the team, you know, for the company that is paying that amount of money? Is that a reasonable enough investment?
That's chump change.
You think?
I know. We're talking about...
know, because
hold on. We're talking about Saudi Arabia. This is one of the wealthiest countries in the world based on its oil economy. Just like if you follow what happened with the World Cup earlier in Qatar. That's small. These are trillion-dollar economies, right? And so, you know, for them, it's a matter of trying to attract the best talent so that they can build their leagues. If you look at what is happening here, Mbappe is a premium player. He's one of the top players in the league in sports. And to be able to attract him, even if it's only for 1 year, you can imagine the kind of marketing that brings to you know, the Saudi Arabian team and, of course, that part of the world. So I believe that they're looking at it from that point of view. And so if that is the case, then perhaps it's a worthwhile investment for them.
Yeah.
But $700 million for them, you know.
I was also thinking at such a young age, 24 years old, he would be literally in his prime playing as a billionaire, which I don't think I know any other athlete that is currently a billionaire. I know that there's a lot of...
LeBron James is one.
Okay, but how long maybe did it take for him to get to that point?
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It took them several years. You know, in LeBron James's case, he's been around from, you know, the early 2000s, let's say. And he's still in the league, but it took him a while to amass his wealth. And we're not only looking at, you know, contracts, well, for playing on field, we're looking at endorsement and all these other things that come together to make him that. But in this case, it's a one-off thing, $700 million solely to play.
Yeah.
So yes, we're all talking about that.
Yeah, all right. Well,
the other thing we're talking about, if I could circle back to what's happening on the home front, on the local scene, is the move to reestablish a media owners association. And I know we ran this in the news yesterday with fairly limited information, but nonetheless, it's worth talking about. So the owners of various media houses met together yesterday right here at our Channel 5 office. And the idea is for them to be able to establish an association of independent media owners. There are quite a few concerns and issues that they are discussing. I won't go into the details of that. It's suffice to say that it's a push for a united front at this point. You know, we share some of the same challenges. We have some of the same vision in terms of where we want to take the media industry in Belize. And of course, this is a concerted effort. Some people are naysayers and say, well, it won't work because every media house has its own agenda and political bias or whatever it is. I say, give it a fair chance and let's see where we go from there. Along with that, I'd also want to say that it's also high time for, and I'll use this, and I hate using this description, but I will, media practitioners, which includes reporters, broadcasters, so on and so forth, to actually come together as well to form a union or an association or a representative body to be able to address some of the issues that we face as well. You know, the media in Belize is growing, And, you know, we all need representation at the lower level, at the management level, and of course at the ownership level.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see where we go with this. I'm optimistic. I believe it's high time, and you know, I support and encourage the effort. So yes.
Yeah, when that post was made on the different media platforms, we definitely saw a lot of engagement from the Belizean public. So I know that this is something that they are also interested in. But as you mentioned, it is a step in the right direction, and I definitely agree with you that I think moving forward, seeing media representatives come together as well and forming their own association or their own body that really speaks to our issues that we face that's separate from that of owning a company, I think it would benefit all parties involved as well.
Yes.
But we are going to wrap up What's Buzzing. There's of course many other topics that are buzzing online, but we are a bit short for time, so we're going to move into our eye opener this morning. And of course, it's taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. When we feel stuck, it can be helpful to let go of our resistance to the change trying to take place. When we feel stuck in our lives, it's important to take stock of what is going on and find out if there is something we are doing or not doing that is keeping us stuck. Sometimes the situation is out of our control, and we need to look within to find the patience to wait until things move forward again. Many times, though, we can find the source of our stagnation in our own hearts and minds. Sometimes we are clinging to old ideas about reality, and we need to make adjustments that will bring us back in tune with life so we can flow again. Sometimes we find that fear of change is what's keeping us stuck, and we can resolve to find ways of facing that fear. If introspection does not provide the answers we need, it can be helpful to ask those around you if they notice anything obvious that you might not be able to see. Remember to ask someone whom you can trust to be kind and sensitive, as well as honest. Try to let go of your resistance and listen with an open mind. And remember that you are always the final judge of what you need. In all this, be kind to yourself. And remember that we all get stuck sometimes. Think of it as a part of your process, a necessary step on your journey, rather than as a problem that shouldn't be happening. This can help to keep your frustration at bay and give you the space you need to take a deep breath and really figure out what's going on.
It's a great one. A lot of times we find ourselves stuck in place, right? We don't know whether we're coming or we're going, and you know what to do about it. And while the eye opener speaks to introspection, which for me is always the order of business. If you don't know what's happening around you or what's going on with you, start looking within. But I like the fact that it also says, you know, seek the advice or the opinions of others who are close to you. And perhaps they would be able to shed some light that you may not be seeing, not from within or otherwise, that would help you to understand your situation and help you to get out of that rut, you know? And so for me, the eye opener speaking to this is interesting because, you know, there have been times when, while yes, I show up to work, while yes, I do what I need to do as a parent, while yes, I could be, you know, the best friend for my colleagues and what have you, like there are times when I've felt lost, like, okay, where am I going, or what's taking place here, or, you know, how do I get out of this frame of mind or whatsoever. And for me, when I look in the proverbial mirror and I see certain things, while I may have accomplished what I said I would have done with family or friends or work, but that feeling of emptiness is what makes you feel as if though you're stuck in place, like you're running the same treadmill over and over. And the amount of effort that takes to break away from. Because if you don't, that's when you begin to sulk, that's when you begin to, you know, go through either a bout of depression or things like that. And it's always great to find one person that sees beyond you know, who you are, the good and the bad, and just looks at the issue and says, you know what, perhaps this is what you need to do. And so that for me is my greatest takeaway from the eye opener.
I loved that it mentioned that it's necessary to recognize that being stuck can also be a part of the process. And it does not necessarily mean that it's something that should not be happening.
Yeah.
It's a part of your growth as well. It tests your mindset, it tests your resilience. So I agree with you, but that one line was what really stood out to me, because a lot of times when you're in that moment, you don't feel that that's a part of the process. You feel like something's wrong with you and something's wrong with the world around you, and everything is just collapsing beneath you.
It's the kind of problem solving that we don't necessarily look forward to.
Yeah.
Because when you're stuck in a rut, you have to figure out what the issue is and how to resolve the problem, you know? And many a times we're not in that frame of mind.
Exactly.
We're racing through life. So when we come to an abrupt halt and we're lost, and like, where am I, or what's going on with me, the furthest thing from your mind is to be able to solve that problem.
Yeah. And I think, I totally agree with you, and I really, really love this eye-opener, because I think more often than not, we go through our lives and we think that we're the only one that's experiencing this, because there's a sense of shame that comes with acknowledging that you feel stuck, or that you feel a sense of unfulfillment in your life. So you don't always ask, hey, Asani, you're feeling like that too? Because I'll tell you, I never knew that you felt like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
we walk around and we look at each other and we see only what's on face value. We're thinking to ourselves, man, I'm in a serious funk today.
My friend William Shakespeare said it best: all the world is a stage.
Yeah.
So everybody walks around acting their part, but you won't see what's happening beyond that facade or that veneer.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I love this eye-opener, and of course it closes off and really wraps up the message by saying, find people that you trust and go to them and really share what's taking place, of course, but trust in yourself to make the final decision, because it's ultimately your life. And yeah, I think that this one could potentially be useful to everyone. All right, well, we're going to move into our weather report this morning. And as we hinted this morning, it's a little bit rainy outside, or it was at least. We had Isani as proof, but we're going to get a further update from the National Meteorological Service to let us know what we can expect today through the rest of the week. And Isani, we've been experiencing some relatively good weather. Yesterday was a pretty good day temperature-wise. It wasn't rainy. It was nice in the middle, I think, and we're hoping that it continues in that way. So we're going to find out further if this is something that we will be expecting for the rest of the week, or if it's just a one-hit wonder.
Well, let's just consider it to be scattered showers.
Scattered showers. Yeah, you know what I really enjoy when the forecaster Wellington particularly, gives us the Met Service lingo, kind of allows us to try to give our own weather report. I appreciate that. It kind of allows me to dust up on my weather reporting skills. But of course, we rely on them to have the final say, to let us know what's taking place, because that is the only way that we'll know how to be prepared throughout the day as well.
Should we proceed with reading the weather report then?
I believe we are going to air really quickly our audio report from the National Meteorological Service, and they will tell us more what we can expect.
The northeasterly airflow prevails. The 24-hour forecast for Belize and her coastal waters calls for sunny skies today with a few cloudy spells, and high temperatures today are expected to reach 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 94 inland, and 82 over the mountains. The night skies will be partly cloudy with low temperatures of 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, to 74 inland, and 68 in the higher elevations. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will develop mainly along coastal areas this morning. Then, by afternoon through to tomorrow, fair conditions will prevail and shower activity will be isolated. The winds will be easterly to northeasterly at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea state will be slight. A low tide occurred at 10:53 this morning, followed by a high at 4:46 in the evening. Another low occurs at 9:53 tonight and a high at 4:06 tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:30 a.m. and will set at 6:28 p.m. The moon comes up at 12:42 this afternoon and set at 15 minutes past midnight. The outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for fair weather to prevail and shower activity will be isolated. In the sargassum forecast, there continues to be a low to medium chance that a few sargassum mats could drift onto our beaches during the next few days. And in the tropical weather outlook, a tropical wave located southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands have a low chance of becoming a tropical depression as it moves west to west-northwestward during the next few days. And that's your morning forecast that was prepared here at the National Meteorological Service.
All right, that was your weather update, and we hope you found the information useful. We're going to move over to our show lineup this morning, and we have 3 great conversations for you. Starting things off with representatives from the Statistical Institute of Belize to talk to us about their post-enumeration survey.
Our second conversation, who is Britney Starr? She will be joining us along with her road manager this morning to discuss her career in music and everything else that we need to know about her talent.
And we are nearing closer and closer to the big event. We will be joined by representatives from BTB to talk to us about the Music and Food Festival. Great conversations coming up, but we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have our first with SIB after the break. Don't go away.
For a smart share plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coatings. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the Split the Bill button where he selects the Evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Coney Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Kona Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Production, and Bellican present the biggest show to hit the jewel we call Belize. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0. Join us on Saturday, July 29th and Sunday, July 30th at the Marion Jones Stadium with live performances by Morgan Heritage, the dancehall queen Spice,
Me's a girl, me no fight over man.
Busy Signal,
Afrobeat
Afrobeat sensation Rotimi, the biggest dancehall artist for 2023, Byron Messiah, alongside Skinny Fabulous, Jadelle, Earth and Owls, Mr. Warming Up Adam O, and Lyrical. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 2.0, July 29th and 30th. Come savor the rhythm as we pair music with the best of Belizean cuisine. Sponsors are Belize Tourism Board, Bellican, Niche, Pop, ICB, Wine Smith, eCash, Dolphin Production, DigiWallet, Channel 5, Love FM, Creme Radio, Channel 7, Vibes Radio, Fiesta FM, and OYE Radio.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
And welcome back. Joining us via Zoom this morning is the Director General of the Statistical Institute of Belize, Diana Castillo-Trejo. Good morning, Diana.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
We're also joined by Anya Mejia. I hope I'm getting it correct. Anya Mejia. She is Statistician 2 for Census Surveys and Administrative Statistics at the SIB. Good morning, Anya.
Good morning.
So, I want us to first of all get an understanding of what a post-enumeration survey is, and of course, why this is important for us as citizens of this country following the previous census exercise.
Okay, well, the post-enumeration survey is an exercise. It's a survey that is done after your census. We've never done one before in Belize. But it is good practice to do one after your census because it allows you to go back and do an assessment of how well or how good your coverage was and the quality of the data that was collected in the census. So it's the first time that we're doing it, and we wanted to just share what it is about and what exactly households can expect if they are included in the sample for this survey. But basically, it's a way to go back and assess how well you did your census. Why it's important? Because the census is our most costly and extensive data collection exercise that is done in any country. A lot of resources are invested in the census, and so you want to know how well those resources have been used, and you want to also look for lessons that you can carry forward into the next census. We're just 7 years away from the next census, and preparations will have to start from that within the next year. And so we want to take the lessons that we get from the post-enumeration survey, from that assessment, and use that to develop an even better census in 2030.
How is the survey carried out?
Okay, I'll ask Ms. Mejia to go through the details, the technical details of what the survey entails.
Okay, so the post-enumeration survey is basically a renumeration of a representative sample of the census. For us, this means 200 enumeration districts or areas have been sampled countrywide, which is about 20% of the population. So the exercise will involve a listing of all buildings within those enumeration districts or areas, followed by completion of the PES questionnaire, the post-enumeration questionnaire, with an eligible member of occupied households that are identified after the listing. The listing itself will involve a geospatial component, which will involve the interviewers taking pictures of the buildings and geospatial markings of the buildings. And this is just for us to ensure that they have visited all the buildings within the enumeration district. The questionnaire itself is simply going to capture information about the household membership and demographic characteristics of each member of the household. After we have collected data from the household SAT data, will be matched to data from the census. So the census results and the PES results will be matched. And then after we have finished all the matching, if we have any mismatches, then we'll have a reconciliation period 1 week after the data collection has been completed.
All right.
All right, so let's go back again. So the idea of this exercise is to be able to determine how effective the actual census was. And so we're looking at, as you've mentioned, 200 districts. Does that mean then that we're canvassing the country all over again in order to be able to carry this out successfully?
Yes, basically, because the PES is independent of the census. So we have to go back into 200 areas countrywide and basically redo the process that we did with the census with the PES.
Okay, forgive me. It sounds a bit redundant. To the average person, it sounds as if though we're going over the same exact thing that we just did last year, for instance. Okay, so is there a difference in the data or the quality of the data that you will be gleaning from this go round?
No, it's just to make sure that we have households matching from the census and the PES. So to make sure that the information that was collected for all the households that was collected in the census matched the PES. So we're just making sure that the information, the coverage of the census was accurate using the PES.
So it's kind of like checking to make sure that everything is accurate.
Yes, basically the coverage of the census to make sure that that was accurate.
So this will also be, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to also add to that. It's just for clarity. We're not administering the entire census questionnaire. The census questionnaire is very long.
Yeah.
All we're doing is doing a household listing where we want to match the number of household members and their basic demographics, so like their age and sex and things like that. And that's how we'll establish matches between the households that are included in the PES and households from the census. So if a household is included in the sample, it's not to expect that we will be there for an hour or more administering this questionnaire. We will just redo the listing. This is where we'll establish coverage to make sure that every single building was accounted for and every household was visited. And then we will administer the short questionnaire. It is very short. It's just the household listing section. Again, we will just use the household member demographics to establish a match or a lack of a match. So while yes, there is some redundancy, we're redoing the listing because, as Anya said, we have to run an independent exercise from the census to be able to assess it well. You can also not expect that an interviewer will be at your household for any very long time. It's really just a short questionnaire that they will be administering.
How robust is this activity?
The activity is methodologically quite sound. As I said, it's best practiced, and many countries around the world do a PES. We're one of the first countries in our CARICOM region who will be doing a PES because it's not something that we have had the resources or the manpower to do before. However, it is best practices, and we are being supported in this through with a consultant that was obtained through the United Nations Population Fund. He's an expert in conducting post-enumeration surveys. He's done them all over the world, and he's guiding us through the process and training our staff from start to finish throughout the process.
So when does the PES begin, and where can we expect SIB to begin as it relates as part of the country?
So the post-enumeration survey will be done from July 31st, so next week, Monday, to August 25th. That's 4 weeks. And like I said, it's countrywide, so they will be starting in areas all over the country, in Belize and Corozal, all over.
Okay.
This is interesting. This will be carried out by volunteers once again, or what are we looking forward to in terms of the personnel on the ground?
It will be hired interviewers and field supervisors in the field. The amount of interviewers will be about 120 interviewers who will be doing the listing. In rural areas, they will also be accompanied by a driver to assist them in traversing the areas.
So I know that this will be a much shorter version of the original survey process that took place, but give us an idea, some of the questions that these members can expect when you guys come to them.
So the questions will simply be like your relationship to the head of the household, sex, age, religion, marital status, and that's about it. There's a couple questions more, but that's the basic idea of just collecting demographic information about the household members.
And then the information that is gathered will use to present how successful the survey was before.
Yes, basically just to match the households that were enumerated in the census with the PES, so that we have an idea of how well the coverage and quality of the data was collected in the census.
I have a question for Ms. Trejo. So we've done a couple press conferences with SIB where, in a sense, we've been primed ahead of the actual release of the census report. Where are we with that, and are we perhaps at the conclusion stage where we're tightening up the nuts and bolts before this document is released?
Yes, we are in the last few weeks of data processing with the census. So when we do a labor force survey, it takes us about 2 months from the time we collect the data to process the data and to present the results, and that's just 3,000 households. We're processing data for over 100,000 households, and so that takes a little time, but we are in the last few weeks of it. So we only have to, do some cleaning to the different sections now within the census questionnaire. And by mid-October, I believe it's October 11th is our release date, we will be publishing our key findings, we will be publishing our preliminary counts, and we will be updating our mid-year population estimates as well.
Now, Diana, every time you guys come on the show, we make it a point to ask the importance of these surveys of the census, just to remind our viewers and the public of Belize of why it's important for them to take part in this process. So I'll throw it over to you again to do the same, definitely to reiterate the importance of the survey, to reiterate the importance of the census, and why Belizeans should take part in it.
Okay, so of all the data collection exercises that we do, the census is arguably the most important one. That's the one where we get the most information for. That's the one where we visit every single household, or we get information for every single household in the country, every single individual. And that's used for a span of up to 10 years for government to plan its programs, to plan infrastructure development, to allocate resources, to interventions to improve the lives of the population. All that is based on data that comes out of the census. It's not just government, there are other partners, there are other agencies who also use this information. And this information is used, as I said, for up to 10 years till the next census to address to address issues that need improving within the population, to develop programs and policies that are intended to improve the lives of people and to develop the country. So that's the importance of the census. And because the census is so important, it's really important also that we get the census as right as we possibly can. And this is where this survey comes in. We've never had the opportunity to do a PES before. However, we we recognize that it is very important to look back and assess in anything, any exercise that we do, any data collection exercise. And because this one is so important, it is equally important that we look back, we assess, we determine where we can improve for the next one. We look at what are the lessons that we're going to learn going into 2030. And, you know, with the census, like with all other data collection activities, and the same with this survey, the results that we get are only going to be as good as the data that we get from households. And so because this is so important to impacting people's lives personally, it's also important that people, you know, participate, cooperate, share the information. Just like anything else that we do, the information is held strictly confidential. We don't, you know, we don't use any identifying information in our data processing. It is strictly, you know, just the information, and it is used strictly for statistical purposes.
I want to give you an opportunity as well to perhaps make a clarification on certain concerns and certain issues that have been ventilated in the media by way of an ad. Would you take this opportunity to speak on that?
Yes, thank you. I've become aware that there's an ad that's circulating that uses some footage of our staff in one of our press conferences, and use it in the context of a political ad. And normally, you know, the use of the data is kind of, you know, we put the data out and we don't have any control over how anyone uses the data after that. However, I just wanted to address this particular one because it utilizes footage of my staff. And I want to emphasize, and I want to just clarify that the SIB is mandated by our law, by our act that governs the SIB, to do our work, to prepare our statistics and to present our statistics, not just with technical proficiency, but also with objectivity. And so we do our very best to present our statistics in a way that is neutral in every sense possible. We focus just on what the information is saying. We try to provide some context. We try to provide some analysis so that people can understand what the information means. And so, you know, there at no time would we, and it goes completely against our mandate, at no time would we present any information and try to link that information in one way or the other to any political party or government administration. You know, what we do is simply present the information as is. And sometimes it is considered favorable to one side's agenda and less favorable to the other, and vice versa. But at all times, you know, what we present is just what the information is and how it needs to be analyzed and how it should be understood.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarification, Diana. Well, as we wrap up, I want to use the opportunity for you to once again issue out the dates of when the post-enumeration survey will take place. And just to clarify to reviewers the process, what they can expect, and of course the importance of this process.
Well, the post-enumeration survey then starts on the 31st. That's next Monday. We will be out in the field for a period of 4 weeks. We are enumerating 200 enumeration districts, so we will be in quite a large number of areas across the country. Persons can expect that if you see our teams in your area, that means that that enumeration area has been sampled, and so every single household will be visited to do a post-enumeration survey check. The questionnaire isn't long, as I said. and the information that we get will be used strictly to determine how well we have covered all households within the country in the census and what the quality of the data is that we have collected. So we want to ask persons, if you're visited for the post-enumeration survey, I know that the SIB has been quite active in terms of surveys and presence in the field.
You guys are familiar faces.
Very. So we will just ask households cooperation once more, as they have always given us, in participating in this survey and assisting us in not just assessing our census and knowing how well we did, but also in improving for the next one.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the information. As always, we appreciate you guys coming and sharing the updates, what we can expect from the SIB, and we look forward to future updates as always.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will be joined by Britney Starr. Who is Britney Starr? Find out after the break.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Get between Belize City, Keycocker, and San Pedro on a ferry faster than anyone else with Caribbean Sprinter. You better Belize it. Get with us online at sprinter.bz.
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Coney Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Coney Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
Summer's here and Cellular World is having the hottest summer sale of the year, bringing you the latest and greatest in tech products at rock bottom prices. We've got everything you need to embrace your summer adventures without breaking the bank. Capture those unforgettable moments in crystal clear quality with smartphones starting as low as $135. Entertain your kids on long road trips with tablets starting as low as $149. Occupy your gamers and movie lovers with the future of gaming and entertainment with our TVs, PlayStations, headphones, and earbuds starting as low as $29. To top it off, stay on track of your fitness goals with smartwatches starting as low as $149. You can also get free gas coupons from Uno gas station with selected purchases. Visit Cellular World today to enhance your summer and make it unforgettable.
When designing your kitchen or bathroom, you want fixtures with functionality and style. Showcase your decor with these kitchen and bath fixtures, keeping in mind that the finish is the start of your design. Choose from our wide selection of Delta, Peerless, American Standard, and Easy Flow. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marion Alley, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
And we'll be back in a few, so stay tuned. Thanks, Jen. Hey there, we know you have to head out to work shortly, but don't forget that you can stay tuned by watching us on our Facebook live stream. Find us at Open Your Eyes BC, and you can continue watching there. You can also download Facebook Watch on your streaming device, and you can watch at your own convenience.
And for all the behind-the-scenes fun, follow us on Instagram at OYE Belize. So,
find us
and follow us
today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
See them colors, Starr Alliance. You know, easy every day, but mine not pray me. Anyway, them see me, my money pull over. Real bad gal, no push over. Street life, the women know about. Ring for my finger, the man said no time for linger. Some young so good, him a kill for yo. Him like that, so him want wife that. All day mine. Them a pray for see me fall, but every day them get up, my name still a call. But my name them a sing, and my neck still a bling. Cause the father him still send me have to win. But me see through them colors long time, them a pure band mine. Yeah, me see through them colors long time, them a pure band mine. Them want to sing me fall, them want to sing me fall. But me see through them colors long time, them a pure band mine. When me a pull out, everybody, them know say the Starr gal a step out from the bank, me a check out. Pure fire, me a spit out. Lot of steam when me want get out, pan a gal me a let out. If them try me, them a got me crew, them ready for step out, yo. Them drink my name to the floor. Me just want them to know my blessings still a pour, yo. Them a pure band mine. Yeah, me see through them colors long time. Them a pure band mine. Them want to sing me fall. Them want to sing me fall. But me see through them colors long time. Them a pure band mine. Yeah, me. Them can't hold me down. No band mine can't hold me down. Them can't hold me down. No band mine can't hold me down. Come me see through them colors long time. Them a pure band mine. Yeah, me see through them colors long time. Them a pure band mine. Them want to see me fall. Them want to see me fall, but me see through them colors long time. Them up, band mind. Again, you know, easy everyday band mind up me. Anyway, them see me, my money pull over. Real bad gal, no push over. Street life, the women know about. Ring palm my finger, them man say. Some ya so good, him a kill for. Yo, him like that, so him want wife that. All day mine. Them a pray for see me fall, but every day them get up, my name still a call. For my name them a sing, and my neck still a bling. Cause the father him still send me up to win. But me see through them colors long time, them up, band mine. Yeah, me see through them colors long time, them up, band mine. Them want to see me fall, them want to see me fall. But me see through them colors long time, them up. Thank you guys.
Great job.
All right.
Who is Britney Starr? Let's begin first of all by introducing her road manager while Britney joins us on set. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
We have Kendra Buller on the set with us this morning.
right.
She is Britney's road manager.
That is
And we
correct.
have now Britney on set with us as well. Good morning.
Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning, ladies.
This is an interesting journey. We have two women joining us on set. They're both into music. One who's dedicated her life to music, and the other who's on a path to learning more about this particular artist by
definitely.
managing her.
Right.
Let's begin with your story, Kendra, and how you
So-
got to know Britney.
So, I've always been a fan of Britney Starr. I think what sealed the deal for me was when she did a short song for Dwayne Gabriel. She remembers. She really touched me, you know, and I said, I have to let Britney know who I am, that I'm a big fan of hers. You know, I used to always visit her page and, you know, give little encouragement and posts, you know, but she never knew who I was. And it was Music Festival last year, actually, when I actually got to meet Britney. I'm a big fan of the music industry here in Belize. I follow a lot of the Belizean artists, but Britney has always been my favorite. And so I approached her. Actually, no, it was Reggae Sunday, right? And we met. Yes, right. It was our all-white Reggae Sunday, and I got to introduce myself to Britney, and then I met her again at the Bird's Eye when she was practicing, gave her my little insights on what she was doing. And then I went all the way to San Pedro to see Britney.
Wow.
Yeah, on night one, and man, she was spectacular, you know, and the rest is history. I'm now Britney's road manager, you know, and it's a journey, a continued journey. We have become friends. We have laughed together, you know, I've shared moments with her. She has been there for me as well. And so, yes, I'm still Britney's #1 fan, even though some of her fans would argue with me for that. But that's how I'm here today with Britney. That's basically what happened just a year ago. Many more to go though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Britney, you are so quickly blowing up in the music industry here in Belize, where a lot of people, it's hard to not know who you are because you're all over performing in different parts of the country. But who really is Britney? Let's talk about your music journey and what made you decide to place yourself in this industry as an artist.
Well, I feel like I got to tell the same story over what happened.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
Perfectly fine.
I started out in, well, where I started to develop a love for music, well, writing my own music, I should say, in 2004. My brother, from a young age, we grew up listening to them rapping, like the guys in our neighborhood, in our yard, you know, and then he eventually put up this studio in 2004. But like I always tell people at that time, I was a rebellious 13-year-old. I was giving trouble. and he put together this studio, and you're like, get in at the studio. Like, you know, he tried to find something productive for me to do. And at the time, there was Heights of Vibes and Hot Wire. But back then, like day before I'm going to tell somebody, Belizean artists should be lucky now, because back then, people know, when they do go to a concert, they don't want to see no Belizean. Now people will tell you, I want to see, you know, this Belizean artist or that Belizean artist. And
But
then
there was a reason for that, right? And I almost want to tell you, and I perfectly understand the days of you know, when the studio setup wasn't the ideal arrangement for you to produce music. And then as a concert goer, you're paying for a ticket to see premium talent, and then, you know, you have, no disrespect, Belizean artists who are not polished, this raw talent that is on the stage, and that's not necessarily the experience we want to see. So I totally agree with those days when we were just to start out.
Because I understand that back then, there wasn't even mixing and mastering these
Precisely.
music, but we thought we sung good. So fast forward to 2017 was when Britney Starr was born. Because back then was Britney, I was under the control of my family. They were writing for me, everything. But now, Britney Starr, when I came out, I was like, I could do anything, because like I said it, I came from poverty. I came from a home with a single mother and 9 kids, you know, so, and I come from the ghetto, you know. So I come out and I say, I want to do something different. And I noticed all Belizean female artists, they sing, we just sing the same thing. But they made walk my eggshells with it. But I say, I will bring it raw. Because we listen to the Jamaicans, even the Trinidadians, and they do it now. You know, and I say, I will bring it my way. I will try it this way, and in the beginning was hard. Like, I get a lot of backlash. You know, up to now, I still get it a little bit, but it's better because
Where was the backlash coming from? Is it that perhaps your music was too raunchy, things like that?
Too raunchy for Belizean people, but yet we listen to the dancehall from Jamaicans, you know. But I guess it's because it's not our culture, you know. And I feel like for us to break out from Belize, we have to do it different, or we have to do something similar to what the world is doing, well, you know. So I chose dancehall.
So where do you get your inspiration to write the songs that you write? Because you said it, you're the one that you take the risks and you say the things that people are afraid to say.
Right.
So what exactly do you aim to say every time in your songs, and where do you gain the inspiration from that?
I guess just listening to the beat, and I'm a Tanya Stevens fan, like to the bone. When I was a young girl, I used to like Beyonce growing up, and then afterwards, when Tanya Stevens brought out Gangsta Blues, I didn't know who she was, but all I know, I love this artist, and that's when I start trying to write for myself. And Tanya is not as raunchy as me, but that's what makes me unique, because I have a twist like her, that little style she does, but I also have this bad gal style.
And she even met Tanya last year.
Yes.
Right? Yeah,
I'm glad
she
that
got the opportunity to
I'm
meet
glad
her.
that you've mentioned that perhaps there are different facets to your talent and your personality on stage, right? But at the same time, you're seen as a role model for young women who are also coming up, who look to you for your talent and what have you. How do you balance the adult side versus the role model who's providing that kind of mentorship and guidance for the younger girls coming up?
It's rough, but first of all, I always say it and I will say it again, I don't want anybody, child or any young girl out there, to be like me. You know, I choose to do this, but I definitely don't want them to be like me. I want them to make sure they get their education, because in everything, your education is first. Even as a raunchy artist, I'm realizing that me dropping out of school, damn, I would have been really big, you know? So I don't want them to be nothing like me. Only thing, I think maybe my spirit. And that's the good part about me. I feel like people adapt to my vibe, and you know, I have this natural love for kids, especially kids, you know, who the struggle, like my heart really dropped. Like the other day I was watching the news, and I know that the young lady got shot and she left behind 2 kids. And if I had it, I always say I would take them, because I'm afraid that who is raising them, which, and I know their family probably do, but God forbid children so or anything, I wouldn't want any child in that care. I would take them. So I think that's why it balances off, because yes, I'm raunchy, but people know when I'm around kids, they see the love and I have for them, and the kids, they do have for me.
So what I'm getting is that Britney Starr comes with the raunchy persona, but the core of who you are is very nurturing, and you encourage people to go to school and be yourself,
right?
Which is a good thing,
right?
First thing.
Let me just add.
Yes, go.
Yeah.
Sure, go
So we have been visiting the high schools. You know, Sadie Vernon is one who always asks for us whenever they have drug awareness week and different things like that. You know, Britney would drop in, give a talk, and do that performance, but also give a talk. You know, a positive talk to these young females, you know, because they love her, they adore her. Oh, Britney, you know. But like you said, it's very important that you be a role model in society as well for these young females coming up. So I just needed to add that.
Yeah.
You know, we are doing, you know, she's acting as an activist in the community as well, which is really good. Yes.
Yeah. I want to touch on a huge part of your career elevating, which was you taking part in the International Music and Food Festival last year. Let's talk about that experience that you had. What was it like for you?
I must say I'm grateful. First of all, I'm grateful because I felt that all these years I'm doing it and I was underrated, you know, but last year when I hit that stage, no mind when I get up there, I was like, wow, because the crowd, you know, I haven't performed in front of a crowd from, I was 13, that was Sizzler in 2004, you know, so gratitude, I must say, I owe it all to you know, Minister Mala, I must say, because along my journey, he has really believed in what I'm doing, you know, so.
So Richard Moody, the special events coordinator of the Belize Tourism Board, came on set last week and said, when you hear Spice calling and say they want the top performing dance hall artist in Belize to lead her performance or to open for her, who do you call? You call Britney Starr.
One thing.
How are you preparing for that? And let me know, I want to know as well, did you hear that? And if you did, what was your reaction to that?
I nearly passed out. No, I was super excited. I was super proud of myself. I got emotional because the journey, you know, it didn't happen for me overnight. And I always say I'm so glad that it wasn't handed to me, that everybody could see the work that I've been putting in. So, I'm grateful again.
How do you transition from the feeling of being underrated to perhaps proving your critics wrong, that you do belong on the stage, you do have a space where you are yourself while performing your music?
I just always tell myself the main thing is I want to remain humble, you know, because yes, you might not believe, you might never have believed that I would be here today, but it's all good, it's cool. You know, the more I'm getting known, I notice I'm trying to stay humble. Like I don't like.
You need to remain as grounded as possible.
Right. Right.
So how do you stay grounded? What's your support team like?
Oh, I'm blessed, man.
Yeah.
I'm totally blessed. Because they love me. Like when I get in my manager's vehicle, they're like, Britney, you get in a car, you hear alone, Britney. You know, so I know that I'm loved. I know I'm in good hands. So I'm blessed.
You're on the ticket once again for this year's International Music and Food Festival. What are fans to expect from you in terms of either new music, in terms of artistic growth and the strength of your performance taking the stage this weekend?
They don't know if they expect a whole lot of sexy energy. As my dancers, they know they play, they come. You know, it's Belizean artist performance at its highest.
It's a Britney Starr experience, we're calling it. All right, so Britney has definitely raised the bar for herself. We have 7 energetic dancers that will hit the stage, doing their thing. You know, Britney is bringing new music in the lineup as well, so you guys can expect new music from Britney Starr. And like I said, she has a Britney Starr alliance. You know, she has her core team down to the hairdresser, down to the makeup artist.
I have my entourage.
You know,
wardrobe.
right,
Everything.
everybody, you know, and so it will definitely be an experience like none other. I mean, the stage is international, and that is what we want to do. We want to give this international experience, you know.
And that's what we've definitely been working towards. Like last year, because Belize International Music and Food Festival is for growth, like put Belizean artists up there on the map. So I feel like last year, everybody thought that I was good. So we start from early practicing. I say if they thought I was good last year, I have to be better this year. So that's definitely what we're doing.
Do you feel a bit of pressure knowing that the crowd will be bigger, the artists are a lot more, the international artists that they're bringing? How does it feel going into that, knowing that we're only days away from the big performance?
Let me tell you. Last night I went to sleep 12 o'clock. That was very early because 3 nights before I went to sleep after 3. It's just like depression. I'm thinking, and you know what, my sister keep calling. She's in LA and she's like, you need for sleep. Because yesterday morning she called me early and she was like, you just post something late and you're up already. She was like, Britney, you need to get some rest. So you can't do that to yourself. But I just...
She's anxious.
I guess the anxiety is just...
No, I won't reveal too much, but I heard a little bit of, you know, a little birdie talking about you getting international, you have international interests where, you know, people outside are watching you and they're interested to learn more about you. Is there anything that you're able to speak on that?
Not too much, Kendra. You want to get over?
Well, as you guys know, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta will be in Belize for the International Week. We have managers for some very big artists. Their team will be here, their entire entourage. You know, so we are ready. You know, if they ask who Britney Starr is, we have a press kit ready for them to pass to them. You know, the possibilities are endless, and so we have just been preparing. If in the event, you know, I have spoken with Jada Kingdom when she came the last time, and I was so happy when Jada said, you know, me listen to Britney Starr. You know, unfortunately, she didn't get to see Britney's performance because she came later in the night and she was begging, you know, let Britney perform again. But unfortunately, that couldn't happen. But it just goes to show that these international artists know who Britney is and they listen to her music. So why isn't it that one of us or one of the Belizean artists should be able to reach their standards, you know? I tell people all the time, my artist, she shows up and she shows out. You know, I study the international artists when they come, and she's right up there in terms of appearance, in terms of performance, you know. And so it's high time that we start to give these Belizean artists, I'm not going to say local, I take that. Yes, we move away from that, you know. And we're going to show that we're international on Saturday. It's no holding back, you know, so. we're excited. We want her fans to come out to know that, Britney will be doing her thing, and we'll be definitely pleasing Spice and getting her all happy and excited to see Britney as well,
So while we look forward to this weekend's performance, beyond the Belize International Music and Food Festival, what can we expect from you in terms of music? Is there an album coming? Are there more singles to be released? You're booked out in terms of performance dates. What's beyond this weekend of activities?
I don't know if you guys go on my page, but who's on my page could see that I'm rebranding. Sorry.
Right.
So, I personally, I think I'm ready to take the big stage outside. I feel like I'm ready for that. First, I wasn't, but now I feel like I have that hunger for it, and we should see. Well, in terms of new music, I definitely will go in the studio right after this because we are super busy. Like this week, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I'm super busy. And I'm a mom, so it's rough. But new music definitely coming. We haven't decided yet if we're doing an album. I know I should be doing an EP.
Right.
Right, but we will let you all know what's coming. We'll keep you guys updated on Britney
Speaking of
Starr's
new
page.
music, are you getting opportunities to work with outside producers, or is it mostly homegrown Belizean talent that you're also working with on the production side?
For right now, it's just home.
I want to ask you, because you said you're a mom, does your kid or kids know that their mom is Britney Starr, or do they think, oh, it's just my mom?
No, they know. This morning they was to come with me, but I saw them still sleeping, so I say, you know what, I can't. You guys hearing me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said I can't wake them out and they sleep, but last night they got sleep early because they said, Mommy, we to come with you.
So what are their reaction to their mom as a performer? What is it like?
I remember I was performing at their school at Holy Redeemer, and all the kids then rushed me, I almost drop and all, and my son come right there, he was like, hug me like, I guess he's telling them like, my mommy, like, but they love it, and they support it. Like, I would ask them if they want me to stop, and the babies, then are like, no, mom. And the other day, my son, his teacher, when Mother's Day was coming, his teacher asked him to write something about his mom, like out of my name and the kind of stuff he had to say. I was like, wow, he's my child who is so quiet. So hearing him saying these things, I was like, I didn't even know you noticed. Like, he was like, even like with people hate on my mom still get out there and do her best, and at the same time still takes very good care of me and my brothers. I was like, I didn't even know they noticed these things.
Yeah.
But you know what, we'll say this. It's impossible to not have people that dislike what you do, and I think ultimately the fact that you are making it to this international stage for a second time consecutively, that you're causing conversations on the international front, that means that you are doing something right. You've built a fan base, a loyal fan base, that is. So you can't deny that it comes with some criticism. As the saying goes, if you have haters, that means that you're doing something right, right?
And my fans, they don't play.
Yeah.
Like they catch you to say anything because they will quarrel with you. So I love them. Big up on yourself.
Okay. Well, we're all excited for your performance. As we mentioned, you're definitely one of the ones to look out for come Saturday. So we're excited to see you perform, and we can't wait to see what you have in store for us.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you guys either.
All right, well, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we will be joined by personnel from BTB to give us further updates on what we can expect as it relates to the festival. All right, we're going to take a break. Don't go away.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Therefore thus will I do unto thee, O Israel, and because I will do this unto thee, prepare to meet thy God, O Israel." Man's preparation. A person prepares for an education, a job, a family, the building of a home, and even retirement. God also instructs us to prepare to meet Him. How sad it is that people prepare for everything but this one inevitable encounter. Some time ago, my wife and I were driving around in a city when we passed a city cemetery. To our amazement, we looked over and saw a big black baby grand piano sitting in the middle of the cemetery, located over a grave. The piano had been carved out of black granite and served as a tombstone. I was totally amazed. I had never seen anything like that before. It was obvious that some person was a lover of music, and especially their piano. They loved it so much that they had made prior arrangements in preparation for the piano to be placed over their grave when they died. I drove by that day wondering if they had also made adequate preparation for meeting God and spending eternity in heaven with Him. The Bible teaches us that meeting God demands preparation. Have you prepared to meet your God? Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited postpaid plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Coney Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Coney Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babes, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Ouch.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
We are continuing our third and final segment, and we gave you a tease of what you can expect at this year's International Music and Food Festival. But now we have representatives from the BTB to tell us a little bit more of where we are as it relates to the final planning. We are days closer to the final days. Of course, we are joined by Simone Bell, and she is the Investment and Innovation Specialist over at the BTB, as well as Josue Carballo, and he is the Director of Industry Development, also from the BTB. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, we're definitely here to extend that final, that reminder, that invite again that the festival is here. It's this weekend. We right now, the exciting part has begun. From yesterday, we started to set up the stage so, people can pass around and say, yeah, this is real, this is happening, this is going to be big. We have started setting up the big stage with the runway, the lights and sounds are coming in. We're talking about, the artists are gearing up. If you notice, that's a little jitters, a little excitement that all the artists are feeling. Today, we actually received our first international guest. We call them guests. They're here to perform for us, Morgan Heritage.
Okay.
So we're working on that. And Byron is also coming in later today. So we're already starting to sense that feeling. We're preparing well so that it is organized. We're going to have very, very tight security as well. We're going to have different displays. We're going to have fireworks. We're going to have, quite an excitement. As everyone that loves music, that loves food, that loves an experience, because that is what you're going to be paying for, no? Yeah. It's not just one artist you're going to see. It's not a concert. It's a festival. It's an experience. So we are very, very excited about it. And actually, for those that want to meet and greet some of our invited international artists and stars, Simone has some exciting news for you.
All right. I'm glad you left that to me. So, what we've planned this year, because everybody loves the artists and not everybody's going to have the experience to come out and be able to engage, we're going to be having, as a part of the free event, which takes place from 11 to 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, meet and greets with the artists. So there are going to be artist walkthroughs. You're going to be able to see Morgan Heritage and his team live, the Morgan Heritage team, live in front of you. You can take pictures, but you have to be there because I'm not going to announce when they're going to do their walkthrough. Rotimi is also going to be coming through, and he's going to be doing his little stage and his setup as well. So, it's an opportunity for people to engage, as well as the local performers who are going to be on stage. It's a wonderful experience. The food, we've been working really hard. Everybody's so excited. I have vendors coming all the way from Punta Gorda, Placencia, Dangriga, Corozal, Orange Walk. So when I tell you that it's an amalgamation of what Belize has to offer, it really is a pleasant experience. They're all excited. We had our last vendor meeting yesterday, and they're bubbling, as in security is going to be very, very tight for the event. So I'm excited. I don't know. Every time I come on here, I just feel so bubbly just to share with everybody.
Perhaps you've had this conversation before. I'm new to interviewing you guys on the show, so I'll ask, what perhaps are the differences in terms of logistical arrangements this time around versus last year, for instance? I know last year was the inaugural year for this kind of an event. There were a lot that was learned from that particular experience. What's different about this one in terms of getting the lineup together, getting the venues organized, and what have you?
Well, definitely, to begin with, it's a people's festival, no? By that I mean that this year we didn't single-handedly went ahead and chose the performances. It's a mix of the pre-festivals. We got both judges, experts in the field, and the general public in itself to choose artists that will be performing, both during in the day and the night. That's one thing that is important, to be able to scout new talent, to be able to open new doors. That is one. And secondly, when it comes to the running of the logistics, especially when that it's a different venue, San Pedro now versus Belize. We started earlier setting up our security team, our layout. We got extra barricades to ensure that we have proper separation of the different sections. We're gonna have a tight security team when it comes to both the participation of the police department, the BDF, the city council transport team, and cameras as well. We're gonna have security cams to ensure that everything is in a safe atmosphere. We even have an offer for you to get an exclusive parking area. We bought over for the weekend the airport and parking lot, and so you can come. You can pay $40 for your secure parking, and you will even have shuttle services to take you back and forth from the parking lot to the concert. Every 10-15 minutes it will be coming up and down. So it depends how early you come. We recommend everyone to come in on time because our international acts will begin from 9. We'll have some excellent performances from 6 going forward. So we decided now to start earlier to make sure we have sound checks ahead of time as well, so that it actually sound checks will start as early as Thursday, Friday, when our international artists are coming even the day before. So all of those logistics are being done so that it flows smoother.
Yeah, and just to add to what Josue said, the long and short of it is that we received a lot of feedback from last event, and what we're here to say is that we've listened and we're applying what was shared with us. So for instance, in terms of the food area, we've added the food courts, we've added multiple vendors, we've enhanced the VIP experience. In terms of the visuals, we're working on greater screens, better sound. So we just want to make everybody feel a part of it. So even the comments that you provide us, the critical feedback, each aspect comes into play, and we listen and we execute and we try to deliver.
Yes. And what's important though, I just want to highlight one thing now, that I know our Belizean people, we do things with a purpose. And to highlight everyone that this is not a concert for profit. This is not a concert to come out, we're here to make money. What I mean for non-profit, I mean it's the proceeds that are obtained from this fest will go into our Orange Economy Trust Fund, which has been set up right now already to be able to fund and funnel some level of support to our orange economy, our creative sector of the country. So it's absolutely for a purpose. It's made to grow our artists, and absolutely for people to have fun, not to enjoy themselves, but also to be able to give back to Belize. It's a national festival.
So, I mean, we are at Wednesday, and I imagine that this is crunch time for everyone. We're trying to cross our T's, dot our I's, and make sure that everything falls into place. And I imagine that this is also very similar to the planning process. Let's talk about what it's like for you guys, the team, putting the last minute details together and making sure that everything flows properly.
I can talk about the general things. Simone can talk a little bit more about the food, because she has been she has spearheaded the food sector from last year to this year. But in general, we have a full management team, actually entire management staff of BTB. We're going to have a big staff out there. We have regular meetings. We have our checklist that we're finalizing as it comes to the management of the event itself. And puzzling the pieces together is interesting when you start to see, like I said already, the grounds being set up. The ground layout is very important, and so we're at those final pieces. Actually, even though we're closer to it, we're a little bit more relaxed, I would say, but excited about it.
Well, I think it's a lot of coordination going into it. I mean, when you look, you have about 40 vendors that are going to be on display. You have to make sure that they have their equipment in place, the electricity, the correct voltage, you understand. It's an amazing experience, and that translates throughout the entire event. So there's so many parts that you have to be fitting together at this point in time. So the good thing is that we have excellent communication within all of our teams and our stakeholders and partners, because we wouldn't be able to get this done without the work from the artists. I mean, listening to Britney a while ago and her interview was just so humbling, and it actually inspires me and keeps me motivated to continue to push the efforts that we are doing at the BTB, because when you take an artist who has in her own element placed the level of work to develop her persona, to develop her talent, and to be matched with the encouragement and support of an organization like BTB to create that international platform. I mean, you know, hearing that Jada Kingdom wanted to see her perform is excellent, because that's the role that we play. That's the support we want to give to the orange economy. We want to have, coming out of this event, 3 more Britney stars, you know, another Tyree, another Super G, you understand? We want to be able to enhance the experience locally and to be able to create those household names that when people come out there, they just don't even expect to be amazed by the talent that is here. And I am very fortunate, and so is Mr. Josue, to be working behind the scenes and being able to firsthand witness like all of the culinary creations, the work that went into the pre-festival, the DJs that participated, because I mean, it's DJs, it's artists, it's culinary chefs or entrepreneurs that are bringing their best efforts to create this exhibition. And I mean, right now, in terms of ticket sales, we're getting the support of the public. So, you know, just being able here to come on stage and to say, okay, please support, you know, it's an amazing experience, but it's just so much more than a festival. It is a platform for Belize, and that's what I think we essentially want to communicate here today. This festival presents the opportunity for us to exhibit the best of Belize in so many ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I want just a quick reminder of the prices of tickets. Of course, I know that the last time you guys came on the show, you expressed other ways that you can purchase the tickets online through eCash, DigiCash, and whatnot. So maybe we could get a quick reminder of these prices. Is it too late to get the early bird prices?
The early bird, yes, but we do have a special price that's available. So for instance, you get savings right now. I believe the regular ticket is general 65. Then you have the VIP that you can purchase for 165. Those prices change on July 28th, and you will not be able to benefit from those deals. The combo package is something that you guys should really take advantage of, because you get to have 2 nights at an exceptional price. And then, of course, we've gone all out with our platinum package and our ultra VIP. And I'm not sure if we have a merch box.
We saw the merch last week. It's very nice.
And I'm surrounded by it every day, so my enthusiasm is just heightened,
yes,
because everywhere I go, I see merch. But it's a wonderful experience. Everything is coming together. The energy at the office is really high. Everybody's so excited. All the teams, because you know, it's an opportunity for us to big up the Belize City Council that has been supporting us. They've been facilitating our vendors to get exactly what they need to be able to participate, because you know, a lot of the vendors who are participating are small businesses, and you know, a chance like this is an opportunity to market to 6, 10, 12,000 people if you look at the period that it takes place. And you know, last year we had about 6,000 people on the first night, 4,000 on the second, and then we're here in Belize City. Nobody have to catch no boat, nobody have to catch no plane. You know, you can come right here and enjoy. You can zip back up to Orange Walk right afterwards, zip back up to Belmont Pan. You know, it's within reach, so we expect our numbers to increase. And
one of the concerns that I saw online as it relates to I guess purchasing tickets is that they wanted to make sure that no persons would be leaking out of the area that they paid for.
Well,
perhaps you can use that.
We have welders that are ensuring that, police that are ensuring that, fences that are being erected to ensure that. We do understand that that's an important part of the experience. And as I started earlier, we've heard the feedback. We're listening. Every single comment that's coming in through our Facebook pages has been recognized. It may not have an immediate response, but everything is taken into account so that we deliver an experience that everybody can enjoy.
Yes, and to make it convenient as well, particularly for people here in the city, effective today from 11 until 6, we'll be having sales at the ground. So if you want to go get the hype, see the excitement, see what is happening there, you're welcome at the ticket booths at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex. We will have tickets on sale. So you can come in, you know, pick up your tickets during lunchtime, right after work. So we'll be open until 6. And tickets will also be on sale during the food festival component. So drop by, you know, it's, like I said again, this is our national festival.
There's one thing I'd like to add, and this is just managing expectations. A lot of execution is taking place on the Marion Jones Sporting Complex right now. So as of tomorrow, I believe everybody who's working to get their Spice and Carnival bodies together will not be able to participate at the sports complex. So that you won't have access to that as of tomorrow. Yes. So you know you can hit the gym, you can do Marine Parade, to get your Spice bodies and your Carnival bodies intact. You know, we've decided to borrow the centers for a couple of days just to make sure that we deliver an exceptional experience. So we just want to manage the expectations, and anybody who comes out there as of tomorrow, you're not surprised. We're saying it on air. The venue will not be accessible. It will be secure. We will have police presence out there as of tomorrow, 24 hours, so that we have everything in place to deliver an exceptional experience.
All right. Well, I guess we could use these last few moments to highlight sponsors or persons that played a big part in executing this festival.
Well, I want to big up everybody inside of BTB because I know the team at BTB is going into overdrive to make everything happen. So our marketing department, our logistics team, everybody has been working around the clock. So first and foremost, I want to give them their stars, like 5 stars. And then, of course, we have our sponsors who, you know, we've partnered with, and it wouldn't be possible. So, you know, Mr. Carvalho wants to.
This is definitely a team effort, right? Really thankful to the sponsors because through them particularly we have been able to expand our lineup, particularly more so of our national artists. No? So for that bigger presence on their end, the rehearsals that we're doing, the choreography that is being organized, all of that put together. But particularly more so to our platinum sponsor, or Belikin and Belize City Council, who have been very instrumental. Our gold sponsors, Niche, the National Sports Council of Belize, helping us out, and our silver sponsors, Pact, Travelers, Insurance Corporation of Belize, eCash, Winesmith, Madisco, DigiWallet, and to our bronze sponsors, Dolphin, Smart, Belize Electricity Limited, National Bank, and Angelos Press. Thank you very much. We're receiving that love from our corporate sponsors, and all of this, like I said, is for a purpose. Our national festival that will help to boost our orange economy in Belize.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much for joining us, for giving us the update, the final updates on what we can expect. I know that everyone is eager and anticipated for the day to come, for the days to come, and we can't wait to share in the celebration with you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Have you guys purchased your tickets?
Well, just yet, not yet.
Are they going fast?
Yes.
Gotcha.
All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we wrap things up, so don't go away.
How does investment services work? For example, Joe's Construction wants to expand its operations by purchasing new equipment and hiring additional staff. How can Joe's Construction get an investment loan? The answer: Investment Services appraises the loan application and focuses on 2 key areas: adequate collateral and repayability. Investment Services will also consider how Belizeans and the economy will benefit from this new investment through job creation and business growth. The terms and conditions for Joe's Construction loan will be based on the purpose and cash flow. After recommendation and approval, the loan is disbursed. SSB remains committed to proper management of the fund through prudent and responsible investments for the benefit of its beneficiaries, employers, and the Belizean economy. Social Security Board, an investment for you, your family, your future.
So you think you can dance or sing? Well, come on out to Channel 5 on Kona Drive in Belize City on Friday, July 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to audition for Summerfest 2023. If you are 18 years or younger, you can audition to be a part of this year's exciting show. So bring along your ID and talent to our studios on Kona Drive. Don't miss this opportunity to be a part of a fun show that celebrates young talent in Belize. So kids, before you go back to school, come give it a try and be a part of Summerfest 2023.
Bro, I really think we got this year. What you mean think? I know we got this year. We got man like Elijah to come. We got man like Dog they come. Oh, we have forgot Ian. And we got team ready for the war. We got this, man. Don't know.
Attention all basketball fans, get ready to witness history as Belize proudly hosts its first ever junior national team competition, the FIBA Under-17 Central Basket Championship. The Belize Civic Center will come live with sounds of squeaking sneakers, thunderous dunk, and electrifying three-pointers. Don't miss a single moment of action as these young athletes showcase their skills on the hardwood. This is your chance to experience the thrill of international competition as 8 teams from across the region battle it out to the Central Basket Championship and a chance to qualify for the Under-18 FIBA Americas Championship. Get ready to cheer on and be part of the roaring crowd that will motivate our boys to give it their all as they match up against powerhouse teams like El Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Jamaica. So mark your calendar and make sure to secure your tickets for the unmissable event. From July 26th to July 30th, the Belize Civic Center will enter the stage for basketball greatness. Stay tuned to our social media pages for when tickets go on sale.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank contactless MasterCard debit card. Introducing our standard debit and MasterCard Platinum debit cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart.
It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Welcome back and thanks for sticking with us. We had 3 great conversations on this Wednesday, starting things off with representatives from SIB to talk to us about their post-enumeration survey, so look out for that. And in our second segment, we were joined by a Belizean artist, Britney Starr. Who is Britney Starr? Well, we were able to answer some of those questions, and definitely look out for her this weekend at the Belize International Music and Food Festival. And that was our third segment. The folks from BTB were giving us the final updates on what you can expect this weekend come the festival. So exciting times. Isana, this will be a busy weekend. Folks can't say they don't have things to do and, you know, places to be. So we want to say, though, good luck to everyone involved, and we can't wait to hear the updates on how it went. But that about wraps up the show. We want to say thank you guys so much for sticking with us. If you are celebrating a birthday today, though, we want to say happy birthday to you. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5believe.com. You can also catch us out on Facebook. Our Facebook is Open Your Eyes Belize, BZ, as well as Instagram for behind-the-scenes contents, which is OYE Belize. Thanks so much for sticking with us, and please join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes
to start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a great Wednesday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.